Hello, I'm Todd Nicholas, and I'm a career counselor and trainer here at Career Partners, Buffalo, Niagara. Today I want to talk about a topic where a lot of people make mistakes in interviews. One of the most common questions is they'll ask you about your strengths and weaknesses. And when it comes to weaknesses, people make significant mistakes. The first mistake people make is they try and deny that they have any weaknesses, which, to be honest, is not ever true. I could interview everyone in New York State, and everyone has a weakness. We all have them. So to deny them or to try and dodge the question is a red flag for interviewers. The other mistake people make when asked about a weakness is they try and put off a strength as a weakness. I'm too detail-oriented. I'm too much of a perfectionist. Things like that, where they're, again, disguising the fact that they actually have a weakness by trying to cover it up with a strength. In the past, years and years ago, this was acceptable. This is no longer acceptable to an interviewer, and again, will raise a red flag. This question is one of the top 5 questions that gets asked, the weakness question, so you need to have a good answer ready. And I say the template for the best answer for this question is really 3 steps. First of all, tell them what the weakness is, and we all have one. And if you're not sure what they are, ask your mother or father or husband or wife or significant other. They can probably give you a nice long list, some of which will be applicable to work environment. So make clear right up front what the weakness is so you're not dodging the question, and it needs to be a weakness. And the second step is really a good litmus test of whether it's a real weakness or not, because after you tell them what the weakness is, the second step is give a specific time that that weakness caused you to struggle or fail on the job. And if it's never caused you to struggle or fail, then guess what? It's not really a weakness. And they can sense that, and they can smell that. So make sure that there's a specific, you can give them a specific time you were made aware of that weakness, a specific time the shipment was late because of that weakness, a specific time someone got upset with you because of that weakness, a specific time that something was written on a performance review about that weakness. Because people can understand that, and they can empathize with it, and it makes it real. I don't want to hire someone who pretends they don't have a weakness. I want to hire someone who is self-aware of what a weakness is and is doing something about it. So give a specific time it caused you to struggle or fail, a specific time you're made aware of that weakness. Then step 3, of course, is what did you do to change after you were made aware of that weakness? Once you were called out, someone was made angry with you, something was written on your performance review, shipment was late, whatever negative it caused, what are you doing differently now that you're aware that this isn't something you're strong at? Could be something like, just for instance, delegating. One of my weaknesses is delegating. I was made aware of that when I took on too much and some projects were late, and I got a call from the director asking why a project was 2 weeks late. It was one of the more embarrassing moments of my management career, and the reason that the project was 2 weeks late was because I didn't delegate some of the work that could have been done by my staff. Once I realized that, I knew I needed to be more aware of what my capacity was in terms of the work I could get done and not ever take on anything more than that, and I purposely made sure that I delegated more to my staff. And in the end, that worked out great because it gave my staff more of an opportunity to shine, and I think I was more respected as a manager because I wasn't hoarding all the work myself because I didn't trust them. So I think the gain in trust helped to motivate and make my employees more happy, as well as make sure I got things done on time. There's an example of an actual weakness, a time I was called out on it, embarrassed by it, whatever, and what I'm doing differently now that I was made aware of that that's an area that I struggle with. So that would be a good example of tell me about a weakness. So it's important before you go to an interview that you have this answer rehearsed, because it's going to be asked in almost half the interviews you go in. So to try and do it off the seat of your pants would be kind of ludicrous. I mean, you should have this answer ready to go. And there's just an example and a template for how to create, a world-class or best practice answer to one of the most popular questions and one that people really struggle with.